Continue to save yourself from exhaustion by drawing clear boundaries, knowing exactly what it is that you want, what you're going after, and cutting the fat, cutting everything else away that doesn't help you towards your goals. And take time for rest and relaxation and for honoring the things that make you feel good, Pisces, because you deserve that. Hi, Pisces. Bailey B hanging out for another intuitive reading to help you explore your subconscious and see what's going on. Thank you for being here. I intend for this reading to give you something fascinating to think about, and I hope you can use that information to lead you to more safety and more fulfillment. I want you to check in with your own intuition to see what feels true and only pick up what's resonating with you. Today, I am getting the sense that, or the feeling, that the universe is trying to give us an extra little poke and say, give us a clue to something. So I wanted to pull out just some energies based around that. What is the universe trying to clue us into right now in terms of our learning curve? I pulled out this Kim Cran's Spirit Animal deck first, and two energies just literally fell out. I've been shuffling these for a bit before I started to record. The bat and the bee. BB. Bailey B. Bailey B bouquet. Now I really resonate with the bat energy. Very interesting. I'm getting like night and day, but they're very, very crucial animals to their ecosystems, and really amazing and unique in their own ways. But I was only planning on pulling out one, but two came out, and that's what shall be. Let's read about it from Kim Cran's. Also, Pisces, if you haven't already pressed the like button, please do so. It really helps me grow the channel and gain more followers, lets more eyes fall on the videos, which helps me keep going over time. Eventually, I need to make this a sustainable endeavor for myself. I've been doing it about a year now and would love to have it be a part of what I earn and would love to be a paid gig. And of course, it's always free for y'all, Pisces. It would be more from a YouTube perspective. So help me get to those first 1,000 subscribers so I can start sustaining myself and subscribe to the channel. My first big goal is 1,000 subscribers, so y'all can help in any of those ways. All right, so the bat energy says darkness, letting go, and death leading to rebirth. Before emerging, the bat waits for the sun to set and the moon to rise. In the darkness, it can see all that was invisible in the daylight hours. The bat is a master of the subtle senses, of the underlying forces that cause some things to prosper and other things to fade. The bat card shows up to signify the ending of a chapter, the closing of a door. The bat comes swiftly, encouraging us to move on. In just a few hours, a new day dawns. No more lingering in the past. So when we're in balance, the bat energy accepts, adapts, and adjusts. When we're out of balance, bat energy refuses to let go and reminisces. So to bring yourself into balance, the suggestion is to watch the sunrise. So it's so interesting that we even touched on day and night here, darkness and light, sunrise after the dark night. So we have this bat energy telling us to let go, to embrace this fresh new start that we're being given, and to not reminisce on the past or to dwell on past energies that are gone from our lives for a reason. And then we have the bee energy, earnest, hardworking, and democratic. The bee personality is a delight to be around, especially when there's a team project on the horizon. Bees love to work steadily and thoughtfully until the final task is complete. They are sensitive creatures, aware of many subtleties at once. Since they're artists at heart, they usually add creative details to the overall vision. For the most part, they have bustling, joyous personalities, until they're too tired from all the work, and then they gripe and then sting. So when the bee energy is in balance, they're content, active, and vibrant. And when we're out of balance, we feel overworked and annoyed. So to bring this back into balance, the suggestion is a mini vacation. So even a staycation. If you can't do a vacation, there's always ways to give ourselves a little bit of a break. So both of these energies talk about sensitivities, being able to sense things that others can't. The bat energy uses echolocation, obviously, and doesn't use the light the way the rest of us with eyeballs do. And then the bee energy is an energy that's aware of their surroundings, that can notice all kinds of subtleties, and the bees specifically in color and scent, or like particulates in the air. But that's how we sense a lot of things that we smell. Overall, both of these energies also represent something very necessary to the ecosystems around them. So this is something that we're being pointed towards right now, Pisces, our sensitivities, how they benefit those around us, and how we can rejuvenate from giving ourselves a break after a time of death and rebirth. All right, so let's get out some Zen Osho cards here. What are some Osho energies with this bat? What is this bat energy for Pisces? Ooh, intensity, participation. I feel like this is about both of these energies. Celebration, integration, lots of shuns. One more card. And exhaustion. Wow. Totally what we had talked about with these spirit animal cards. That's incredible. Intensity, participation. This is so. I'm going to kind of move these around. Actually, we'll go here. Lots of wand energy out here. There's this idea of being a team player but not over exhausting yourself. Participation and exhaustion. This is the Four of Wands and the Nine of Wands. And then we have the celebration energy. Maybe I'll put that in the middle, which is what is connecting all of this and bringing out the best of us and the best in us. We also have intensity and integration here underneath the bat energy, which I feel like is the purpose of these deaths and rebirths, right? It's this intense time of discovering, of renewing, rejuvenating ourselves, and integrating these lessons into our personalities and our lives. And those are things that are to be celebrated. Those victories, those lessons learned, those rebirths. It's like a time of being able to express yourself around others after a very isolated and difficult time for you, but also a reminder to not exhaust yourself with this over participation. You don't want to be beholden to others' energies at the expense of yourself, even if you are feeling more social, more communal lately. You definitely still want to learn how to protect your energy the way that you did back when you were feeling more in that place of decomposition rather than composition, if that makes sense. All right, so let's get some clarifiers out here. What is the clarifier for this intensity energy? What is this intensity for Pisces? The Page of Swords. It's funny, that's the Knight of Wands energy. I think it's the Knight of Wands energy, and then the Page of Swords. So like I said, learning, growing, understanding that your thoughts aren't don't make yourself, you're separate from your thoughts, but they get very tumultuous during these times where we're figuring out parts of ourselves that we're letting go, when we're renewing, when things are clearing out and we're clearing out space for new ideas and new things. There's a lot of wind happening up there, right? A lot of movement as these things are being cleared around or cleared out and thought about. So there's a very intense, thoughtful time for you that either has happened in the past or you're going through it right now. And it's all about you clearing the air, clearing the energy for more of an integrated time for you where you're sharing with others. So what else is this death and rebirth bat energy for Pisces and this integration that's happening? Tell us more. The Eight of Wands. So fast-moving energy, things synchronizing for you, lining up for you. Maybe some information coming in here, especially after seeing the Page of Swords. You might be getting email, phone call, text message, something coming in, sort of alerting you to a piece of information that's going to be important for you here. Maybe it has to do with this group of people that you're starting to participate with. But I'm getting that this is also helping with clearing the energy, helping you integrate the information that you've just learned into your life in a more healthy way. So if this is like you know, having let go a past relationship or maybe a job or something in your past that was a difficult letting go for you. This is you finding out some information that's actually going to give you closure, maybe a final paycheck or a final letter, note of goodbye, of explanation. You're learning something about your past that brings you a clearing, a fresh new energy, a breath of fresh air, and allows you to integrate what just happened, what you went through, into your new life better and in a more healthy way. So that information that you learn definitely helps you, if not feel better, feel more clear-headed, which I think is a great sign. All right, what's this celebration energy for Pisces? What are we celebrating, or who are we celebrating with? The Seven of Swords. So you're definitely maybe doing some partying on your own. Maybe you have like disparate or different types of friend groups that you're meeting up with and you're not incorporating them all together. Or there's something you're not telling your friends. Maybe you're just stealing away like for more party and celebration time. Maybe you're calling into work and, saying that you need some emotional health days, and you end up, spending that time with friends and dancing in the rain here with the Three of Cups energy. There's a lot of, like I said, fresh feelings here, fresh smells, and that smell after the rain first hits when like all the dust from the ground stirs up, and it's like that really intense experience dancing in the rain, feeling all the cold raindrops on your skin. It's celebratory, but it's also uncomfortable. It gets you outside of your comfort zone. So this might be you doing things to kind of shake things up, to bring yourself outside of your comfort zone, and you're not necessarily bringing everyone along with you on these journeys. You might be like going dancing alone, or even if you are with friends and other people, the things that you're stealing away for yourself are these like joyous little moments that you wouldn't normally do if you were around other people. Like you might be feeling more like taking yourself out for coffee instead of going with a friend. Those little times where you can celebrate yourself, celebrate with yourself, and even amongst company, celebrate the little pleasures around you that others might not even be noticing. I'm also getting that this could be a warning for some of you to avoid gossip. There is a tendency to talk a lot about ourselves and others when we're coming out of that hermit energy, when we're waking up from a change or a difficult time and we feel like we're participating with others more. It's a it can be a tendency to kind of overshare. And I think this is just a warning against that. Like, don't open up too quickly or reveal your insides too quickly, because that can leave you vulnerable for not like malicious hurt, but just misunderstandings or things that can affect your peace in ways that might just be your own thing, but still, like, you don't want to leave yourself vulnerable to those feelings. If you can just keep those things to yourself and process in your own time and in your own way. So that could be a piece of advice for some of you guys. All right, so what is this participation energy, this Four of Wands for Pisces right now? We're participating in the group finally. The Nine of Cups, which has come out so much for us lately, Pisces. Jeez. And then we've got the King of Swords. So a lot of swords energy here, a lot of mind, power, a lot of thoughts, a lot of wand energy here as well, which is creativity, imagination, ideas. And we're really embracing, for participation, this is like embracing the joy of being around others, of finding solace in groups, and being able to celebrate with your friends, like the little wins. For example, it's rough to go through a breakup or some sort of, downtime, but then when you end up having friends around you that you can celebrate with, or just that can help bring you joy during those times, those types of celebrations, I don't know if I want to call them celebrations, but just the times where the others around you can lift you up after some sort of like negative ending. There's that like spark of renewal when you get around people and they kind of like rally to lift you up despite the bad feelings you may have been dealing with. It's almost like it feels like a new dawn, kind of, right? And eventually this feeling can fade, because it's sort of just like that dopamine hit right after getting out of something that you knew wasn't right for you. It's like that relief, that sense of like, now I can just kind of like let loose and celebrate a little bit. It is temporary, but it is a great feeling. It's like a reward for participating in this change and for letting something go and creating space for something new. It's like that fresh wind that takes up space that's just been emptied, right? You're seeing the clouds here surrounding you, a lot of thoughts and mental changes going on for you, Pisces. You're going from the Page of Swords to the King of Swords. So this is you really working something out, chewing on something, being able to process and integrate, like it's saying down here, that death energy, that ending, that nighttime learning, deep, dark night of the soul that you've been going through. This is you really processing it, thinking all the thoughts, all the ideas, chewing on it, maybe even overthinking, which is where this exhaustion is coming in. This is you really, really processing what you've just been through. And it's signaling a rebirth with these butterflies here on the King of Swords throne. This is the new you coming forward after this time of struggle. And it's, like I said, you're going from the Page of Swords and you're graduating to the King of Swords through this process. So it's a major leap from your previous state of mind and like how much you've been able to mentally handle in the past. Your capacity is growing, Pisces. So I really am proud of you for going through this, for embracing a little bit of celebration energy. At the same time, we're holding a little bit of sadness or upheaval. And this is what I love about us, Pisces. We can always balance these opposites and hold two separate things and they can both be true at the same time. We can hold space for dark and light. We can hold space for death and rebirth. And we can hold space for the entire chewing and processing in between that it takes to shift between the two poles, right? It doesn't just happen like in the blink of an eye. There's a whole spectrum that happens in between these two things, and that's you processing, integrating, and being able to participate in the outside world after you've done all that you can do internally. Continue to save yourself from exhaustion by drawing clear boundaries, knowing exactly what it is that you want, what you're going after, and cutting the fat, cutting everything else away that doesn't help you towards your goals. And take time for rest and relaxation and for honoring the things that make you feel good, Pisces, because you deserve that. And you will be able to graduate to this whole new level of mental clarity, mental health, and this is all because you've been working so hard at it. And if you need extra help, Pisces, always know that there are professionals out there that can help you. I am not a professional, but I have very much benefited from professional mental health help in the past, so I very much recommend that. But that being said, it looks like you're doing a really great job processing all this, however you're doing it, Pisces. So like I said, I'm really, really proud of you. Thank you for hanging in there and continuing to show up for life and for the people around you, because we really need more people like you, Pisces, that can make space for all the different things in this world and still come out in this energy that's bright and pleasurable and helps the whole world feel like a better place. Don't forget to hit the like button, Pisces, and subscribe if you want to be a member of the BaileeBee Bouquet. I'd very much appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world, and I hope you live long and prosper.